Welcome, welcome, welcome to a weekend edition of Newz and Trendz with Dave and Lynn. I am one of your co-hosts, Leonard Young, founder of National Black Guide, black media specialist, and all-around good guy. And I'll let my partner introduce himself.
I just wanted to say welcome everyone, and I am with Dave Mark Inc., founder and proprietor of Dave Mark Inc., and we want to welcome you guys to this weekend edition. We're going to do something a little different today and just do our top 5 black movies of all time, favorite movies of all time.
Yes, the blackness.
It's all about the blackness. Yes. So, Len, we're gonna see how close. Now we've known each other a long time, guys, and we at moments we have our moments where we think alike, and we kind of think the same way. So, but we're going to see if our lists compare. Let's see how this goes. Lynn, let's start with yours. Are we going by our favorite to or least favorite? Or
I kind of put my top 5. I didn't put them in my favorite of the top 5. I would have been here deciding forever.
Okay.
But maybe we just go 1 and 1.
All right, go ahead.
So my first, and I do have 2 honorable mentions, just FYI.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
Okay. So one of my favorite movies is Poetic Justice. Tupac, Janet Jackson, Joe Torre, Regina King. We're just talking about her.
Isn't that movie older than you?
Nah.
Okay.
I'm not.
Okay.
And I'll just say real quick, the reason why I love that movie is because it was just so real. I think that was a side of Tupac. Like, I feel like that movie really got us to know part of Tupac because, he just seemed real, genuine. But of course, we know he wasn't like that off screen. What about you, Dave? Who you got?
Well, you led off with that. Okay. And actually, I like Poetic Justice. I thought it was a good movie. And yes, it was one of those coming of age movies. But I think, the first one I'm going to mention is Black Panther. Okay. Yeah, I had to go there. Black Panther was it was a very classy movie. It was well done. They could have told the story so many different ways, and they chose to try to stay true. And I just loved all the characters in the movie, and I just thought it was a very, very good movie. And talk about timing of everything, the timing just happened to work out that we got a chance to experience Chadwick Boseman at his best playing in that part. We won't even talk about all the money that movie made. Marvel was sitting there smiling forever, when the box office totals and the merchandising and everything with that Black Panther. I think his costume for Halloween was probably the number one costume.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, for a couple of years.
Right.
So.
And it was like 8 months later. Can you imagine if the movie came out like in August or September?
Yeah.
Everyone would have been Black Panther.
Yeah.
So I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. Okay. What's your number 2?
So, and my 2 out of 5, but is also Black Panther. I can say, like, I'm one of those types of people, when I watch a movie, if it's really good, I like put myself in the movie. And I'm not as young as I used to be, but if I was young, Dave, I kid you not, I would be jumping on my parents' couch. I'd be rolling around on the floor, doing flips, karate kicks, all that. But, it was just such a great movie for, I think black people as a whole, because, like, who was the biggest black superhero we've had? Like, and if I can say anything, I'm not bashing DC, but Marvel makes some hell of action movies. You know what I mean? Like, just the action is great, the storyline, the costumes, the stunts, and I think it's just one of the things you can be proud of. Like, I actually remember I bought an African style shirt and I wore it to the movie premiere. It was just so much pride.
Well, when you do stuff like that and you want to, I know I was watching Jimmy Fallon one night, and Jimmy Fallon had, there was a picture of Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa, and and people were coming up, Jimmy said, if you had a chance to say something to him, what would you say? And the people were saying what they talked about, how they felt about the movie and everything. And what Chadwick Boseman was standing behind this curtain.
Oh yeah, I
did
saw
you see that?
Yeah, yep.
And just the reaction of the people, but how passionate the people were.
They were
in talking about that movie.
Right.
And there was one guy who was of African descent himself, and he just said, "You guys did it. You guys got it, and you captured everything." So that was great. Okay. All right. So that was your.
Yep. That was my number 2.
That was
or 2 out of 5.
Okay. My number 2 is going to be it's going to probably, throw you for a loop for a little bit. But it's one of these movies that anytime it's on, I got to watch it. And it's it was way before its time and so forth. And it actually was very interesting. Matter of fact, it was supposedly the characters in the movie was fashioned after some of the characters from the new series, the BMF series that's on Stars right now. But that's New Jack City.
Okay, I mean definitely.
Yeah, it was. Now it wasn't about the acting, because it was Ice-T's first movie. You could tell he was new to the game or whatever. But Wesley played Nino Brown.
Yeah, definitely ruthless.
And he was ruthless. He had you, he had you enthralled in who he was. And basically, when you look at it, that movie was a takeoff of Scarface. It was basically a black version of Scarface, And I just loved the music from the movie. And, it's not one of the greatest movies ever done, but it was just one of those movies that came out during that time that made you watch it.
Right.
And even now, if it's on, I'll take a peep at it when it's on, So that was one of my top 5.
Okay. So my number 3, I'm probably going to get some criticism. Baby Boy.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And to be honest, I don't have any good reason. I don't have a single good reason for saying it. All I can say is that I think I had just graduated from college and I came home and I was at my mom's house. We didn't have cable, so I had a DVD player. And I would just put that on every day. And I mean, there are so many classic lines, and I ain't gonna say them here on the number 1 podcast in the nation. But it was just one of those movies where I look at it and I was like, okay, so many Bing Rames, he was definitely Snoop Dogg in there.
Some great performances in there, and what you call him, Omar.
Oh yeah,
Gooding, Omar Gooding.
Oh yeah, Cuba's brother.
Yeah.
So.
It's a great movie. It was one of those. It was a cult classic. I can see why you said that. And it was very popular with everybody, and even today. I mean, it's still very popular. There's a lot of lines from that movie that everybody always bring up. So
unfortunately, we can't repeat them.
Oh, you know what? I just realized I skipped over a movie when I said my second movie, but I'm going to go back to my second spot, and that is Malcolm X.
Okay.
Definitely got to throw Malcolm X in there. It was a great movie. Denzel being Denzel, the guy could do anything, and he had you believing he was Malcolm X. And taking you on that ride from, where they started from and where he finished. He was just, great in that role. Spike Lee did his thing, and it was just one of those movies that, you really felt everything that was going on in that movie. And when Denzel does a part, it's hard not to pay attention to what Denzel is doing. So I got to say Malcolm X.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I love that movie. And I think when I saw it, it was just so much information and, just the storyline.
Yeah.
And I mean, of course, anything Denzel's in, he's going to kill it.
Yeah, he's going to kill it.
So
Yeah.
If I saw Denzel on the street after that, I might have called him Malcolm X thinking. But, okay. So, Dave, I'm sorry, but I'm going to go for another untraditional movie.
Okay.
Soul. I almost can't even say it without laughing.
Well, go ahead.
Soul Plane.
No, are you serious?
Yes. And I just say, like, if you want a good laugh
It was funny.
at some stupid comedy,
Yeah, it was funny.
Soul Plane, and then, I mean, that was one of Kevin Hart's first movies too.
It was really his first movie.
Yeah. So so I mean, like, I won't even get into it. I'm just gonna say Soul Plane. Hate me if you hate me, but that's just what it is.
Remember, folks, that was on Leonard's list. Okay,
Yep, I mean,
that wasn't on mine. That wasn't on mine.
That's okay.
That was,
I keep trying to get my wife to watch it, but she refuses.
she's never watched.
She's
it?
never seen Soul Plane.
Because she heard all the negative
Yes.
stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I mean, it is what it is.
It's definitely one that you might want to watch with Snoop and sit down with Snoop and watch.
Yeah. Right. Or grab your drinks.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. My next one, and did I see this on your list?
Hold on. Don't look at why you look at my list.
I'm just making sure that your list, so far you.
I mean, trust me. Besides Black Panther,
Okay. Well, if you ever want to see what happens when a group of friends get together for a wedding and secrets come out, you got to watch The Best Man. The Best Man. Well, The Best Man was one of those movies. I mean, and what made The Best Man so cool was the fact that all of us can relate to the friendships that they had. Either you had close, you were close, but you didn't realize certain things about people, and then you get mad with them, but then you make up again, So that's what made that movie so touching, and it was, of course, who can forget Candy, and Cameo, thanking The Best Man for ever being made, so that their
Right.
movie, because everybody talked about the song, and of course, that part, and it actually made Terrence Howard, star, because he was the breakout star for that
great
movie.
role in that movie.
Yeah. So I have to say, The Best Man.
Okay. Almost on my list was The Best Man too. I mean, because that like the storyline is great, and I mean some of it's just real. Like some of those situations are things that just happen, and
it happened. Yeah.
It's like set it and forget it.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to stay in my line of movies that people probably wouldn't expect. My number one all-time movie. I can watch it over and over. And it's actually a series, so I'm going to say 1 and 2. You want to take a guess?
Why Did I Get Married?
Nope.
Think Like a Man?
Nope. Ratcheter. Scary Movie. The Wayans brothers. Dave, I'll tell you, watch both of those movies. Yes.
Leonard, you're scaring me right now.
Well, then, I like comedy, so I like to laugh.
All right, okay.
I mean, I will say some of the best comedy movies ever made, and I don't think the Wayans brothers got their respect for those before Hollywood stole that series away from them. But Scary Movie, and we just talk about we had the Wayans, Sean, Wayans, Marlon Wayans,
Right.
Regina Hall. So I mean, yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, they were funny. I did like those movies. And they are that family is hilarious. I mean, going
And
back
talented.
to the Living Color and what they did, they were way before their time. They are just stupid when it comes to comedy, So, and you want to throw in their partner, Robert Townsend, because he was a part of that whole thing too. So that's the thing when it comes to that. I ain't gonna be mad at you because I know you. Now I see who I'm dealing with now with the,
Yeah, I mean, no surprises.
Yeah, definitely. My next movie is American Gangster.
Okay.
Going to another Denzel movie.
You sticking with that New York theme, huh?
Yeah, that Denzel, he killed that role. He played that role better. He was played it better than the real life guy was. And of course, in cool Denzel fashion, and there's some great lines to come out of that. I actually used one of his lines this weekend when I was talking to a particular person, and the person was doing a lot of talking. I said, the loudest person in the room is always the one that they pay the most attention to.
Mm-hmm.
And, and he said, Frank Lucas is telling his brother in the movie, you don't need to be the loudest person in the room because that's when you get yourself in trouble. Yep. And of course, quite naturally, when Frank got himself in trouble, it was when he was the loudest person in the room, So, great movie. Great actors in the movie. It was just an awesome movie. Okay, so that's my next one, American Gangster.
All right, and I'm going to add in my 2 honorable mention. I'm going to keep it super quick. Love and Basketball.
Oh, I forgot about
yes,
that.
I love that.
You know what? I got to agree with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, one of the things I always, and, it's darn near a tear jerker. And even if I watch it now and it's been a minute, at the end of the movie, I'll be like,
hold it together on the basketball court.
Not that, but the very end part where Sanaa Lathan is playing basketball.
That's what I said, on the basketball court. Where she's playing for him?
No. She's playing in a game.
Oh, you mean the WNBA?
Yeah, so she's playing in a game, and he's on the sideline holding the baby.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So I mean that one, and then I'm also going to give it to Higher Learning. And I just want to say, you want to evoke some emotions from some black people. I'm surprised they didn't have security of the. I think if it had been nowadays in this racial atmosphere,
it was the right time. It was the right time.
Yeah, because I can say, you can call me like Martin Luther King, like nonviolent. But Dave, when Higher Learning, I came out of it. I mean, them emotions were like, let somebody say the wrong thing. Like it was just one of those movies that you could feel.
Yeah, it was a lot of tension. Yeah. And it's funny that you even said that because I'm going to bring up my extra credit movies here. Boys in the Hood. Yes. Great period piece, and definitely made stars of a lot of people in that movie, and Ice Cube and Mr. Morris Chestnut, Ricky. So, and of course, with
Morris Chestnut.
No, the female.
Regina King.
No, not Regina King.
Oh, Nia Long.
Nia Long.
Yeah.
Oh, how can I forget her name? Anyway, Leah and Nia Long, And then I'm going to move from that to something more recent, One Night in Miami. Now, I know I've been telling Lynn that he needed to see this movie, and it's a great movie. I thought Regina King did an excellent job with this movie. And just the fact that you had these 4 people who don't seem like they have anything in common with each other to be all together in a room together for one night, and it just was a very interesting thing, And then I'm going to throw another one in there. Since you brought,
okay, hold on, you got to throw another one in there?
Yeah, I'm going to throw another one in there, and you're going to appreciate this. I'm going to get you sucked.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Look,
memories.
Look, that movie is one of my all-time favorite slap your knee and laugh movie. Because the stuff that they did in that movie, my favorite scene is when they're in the club with the big hats, and the girl is up there on the stage singing, and you see Bernie Casey's character Hammer look over at Bernie Casey's character look over at Keenan Ivory Wayne's character, and he says, "Who is that?" And Keenan Ivory Wayne puts his head down and says, "That's the director's sister." And Bernie just looked and said, and she's of course up there singing off key and everything. Right. But that was the look. I'm gonna get. I remember going to the movie theater to see
Wow.
that, and
I know
we
they were
laughed the
rolling.
whole movie. So that's my.
So just to follow up, my favorite part of that movie, because I love that movie, was when Jack Keenan Ivory Wayans just came home from the military.
Yeah.
And came home to his mama's house because Junebug got killed,
Yeah.
and
for over gold.
yeah, over gold. And she's like, "Oh, Jack, I'm so happy to see you." She's like, "I left your room just the way you left it." And then he opens up the door to his
And
room.
it was exactly the way he
Right,
left it.
flies flying around, stuff
it was
clothing
nasty in
all
there.
over the
It was
floor.
nasty in there, yeah.
And I was like, oh, Jesus. But yeah, I mean, that movie was hilarious.
That movie was hilarious. It's still hilarious. It stands up very well to
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, it does.
So and the Wayans really knew they know comedy
Yeah,
and they know what's going to
definitely.
make people laugh. So, but we start out with 5, but we
we
look.
turned it
I'm sure
into
we
8.
could throw some more up in there too.
Right.
So but those are the ones that I could say truly, if they're on TV, I don't go past them.
Yeah, no, I agree. Now, Higher Learning, I may skip. But other than that,
Yeah,
everything
That
else.
was a tough movie. What was the one with Joe Carter?
Lean on Me?
Lean on Me. That was
Yeah.
another one. But that's these movies are movies that stand the time, and we all enjoy those movies. So
Right.
yeah.
All right, well, Dave, it looks like we're wrapping up another weekend roundup.
Okay.
For everybody, make sure you tune in, Newz and Trendz with Dave and Lynn. You can also find us on Facebook with the same name. We got some merchandise coming soon.
Yes, definitely.
And we will catch you next week.